realtor in Northern Virginia. Just wanted to, I guess, just give you a little background on myself. Make this my first video in a series in just what I'm going to be doing out here. So let's start with how to get into real estate. For those of you that don't know me, let's go a little bit further back. Started in 1999 as a police officer in Fairfax, Virginia. So when I was working one day, I worked the area of Seven Corners, Falls Church, in that area, for those of you that need a little context and perspective. And I was on day work, and I was working, and I went to a call in a building on Route 50, just near Cherry Street. And when I was in there, handled the call, came down, and in the back of this building was a cafe, small little cafe, but the door to the cafe was right at the exit. So was doing a canvas. What we do as police officers, checking the area, asking some questions, and I stopped in to ask the business owner if he had seen anybody that he didn't recognize or looked suspicious, because everybody had to walk by his establishment in and out of that back door. He said no, but he said, hey, if you're ever in the area and want some fresh coffee, feel free to stop by. This is right around early 2003. So maybe late 2002. So yeah, community policing, I made that a habit, and I started going in there, and there were days where there was a guy, and I can't remember his name. His name was Ron. I can't remember his last name. But 2 buildings over on the 5th floor, I believe it was Excel Mortgage. And Excel Mortgage was a big broker at that time in the Northern Virginia area. So one of the loan officers, Ron, used to come down, walk through the parking lots. He knew this cafe was there. I mean, if you didn't know it was there, there was no signage to tell you this place was there. So just to give you a little more context, there were mornings where I'd walk in, sit down after everything was a little bit more quiet on the street, and grab some coffee. So it was me, the business owner, and the mortgage guy, and we're sitting down talking sports and jokes and family and things of that nature. So after a little while, we all become friends, and the mortgage loan officer says to, his name's Sammer, the business owner, Sammer McCloof, and I'll touch on my relationship with him in a little bit, but says to Sammer, says, hey, look, how much are you really making in this little cafe business? So why don't you come over, learn the mortgage business, and start doing mortgages? So Sammer started in his off time, started taking some time off, and he learned the business. Well, in between that time, which wasn't a very long time, it was a pretty short time, Sammer and I became very, very, very good friends. So after a quick while, in 2003, I became a loan officer and started doing mortgages also. In saying that, there were lots of times where it was my days off. As a police officer, the schedule that we had, we had very flexible days. You only worked 14 days a month roughly, and every other long weekend. So during the week I had 2, sometimes 3 days during the week to be able to do things like this. So it really fit into my schedule, really interested me. I'm good with numbers. Not to say I'm good with math, but I'm good with numbers, analytical wise and things of that nature. So Sam and I, we become very good friends, and we're running a very good team together at Excel Mortgage. And many of you watching this video either didn't know this, or hopefully there was a time where I helped you either refi or purchase a home previously. God, that was over 15 years ago. It's crazy. So that was how I jumped into real estate. So as a mortgage loan officer, I did that for about 7 years, up until about 2010. Yes, went through the 2007, 8, 9 crash, and it was tough. But at the same time, one thing I am very, very proud of is that none of my clients defaulted, had their house repossessed, went into bankruptcy, short sales happened, no foreclosures, which was really cool. So in 2010, life goes on, and a couple years previous, Sammer had stepped away from the mortgage side and he had moved into the real estate side, the residential real estate side. And in doing so, Sam had become very proficient with bank-owned properties, which were abundant at that time, obviously because of all the way the housing market was going. So for a while, 2010, 2011, Sammer's, get your license, get your license, get your license. I didn't get my license. I was going through a, let's say, transitional period in my life with my family. 2011, 2012, I ended up getting a divorce. So needless to say, there was a lot going on. In 2012, Sammer decided he was going to open up his own brokerage, RE/MAX, called it RE/MAX Elegance in Centerville, Virginia. So things were starting to fall into place. So I said, yeah, okay. Real estate's obviously something I've enjoyed for many, many years. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to help you do some marketing. So I moved over to help him do marketing, flyers, brand awareness, things of that nature. Just grow his business as a RE/MAX agent. Once 2013, 14, 15, I'm still a police officer at this time, full-time. I was in the crime prevention section at the Mason District Station in Annandale. I was community liaison, doing community outreach. Loved it. So built a very, very that was now 15 years into police work. 16 years, a big network, know a lot of people. So 2015, I jumped in, got my license. And obviously I started with RE/MAX Elegance with Sam because he's, he close as a brother now. He's like a best friend, brother. And things were great. So that's how I started in real estate. Now 2019, so a little over 3 years into it and loving it. Stepped away from law enforcement, retired after 20 years, 20 years service with credits.
Stop the presses!
And I'm doing this full time, and I'm loving it. It's given me the opportunity to be entrepreneurial and spend time with my family at the same time, help work on my creative side, and that's what's really, really enjoyable to me. So when I'm doing these videos, this is just one little simple, I'm sitting down talking to you. Just wait till I do some of my marketing. It's gonna hopefully make you laugh, make you slap your knee, make you cry a little, but I think you'll enjoy it. Just wanted to give you a little context, a little background. God, it's 8 minutes, I'm sorry, but I want you to understand my pathway in real estate. So I've got some deep roots in real estate, and just to go back to Excel Mortgage, some of the people, the founders, the owners, I am still very, very close with them. They are still considered very good friends of mine. We have lunch all the time. I'm always networking and masterminding with them. So I appreciate you, everybody. And thanks for watching this video. Just so you know, you've got a little context on who I am. Brendan Murphy. Brendan Murphy, Realtor with Sampson Properties. 571-218-9000, and I look forward to helping you soon. Any questions, drop them in the comments. Hit me on Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over the place on Instagram. Look for me at Dream Invest.